Alright guys, we're going to get started on our business listings project, and we're going to create authentication in this video, but first we need to set up our application. So we're going to say composer create project Laravel. Make sure you're in your server folder as well. Laravel/Laravel, and then we're going to call this Larabiz. Alright, that's going to take a little bit to set up, so let's go ahead and set up our virtual hosts. We're going to go to our Apache folder and conf extra and then this vhost file right here, and we're just going to copy this. So you can see I moved all the other projects out, and then this is going to go to htdocs/larabiz/public. Alright, and then for the server name, that's going to be larabiz.dev. Okay, we'll save that. Now we have to open up Notepad as an administrator so that we can edit the host file. So let's go to open, and down here we'll say all files, and this is going to be in your Windows System 32 drivers etc file. Alright, and then, oh, I already have it. That's right. So you just want to add this 127001 and set it to larabiz.dev. Alright, so once you do that, we just need to restart Apache. Start. Alright, and that should be all set. Now let's open up Atom, and we're just going to add the project folder, which is going to be htdocs larabiz. Alright, so now we just need this to finish. Alright guys, so that's all set. Now we should be able to go to http larabiz.dev, and there's our application. So like I said, we're going to implement authentication, which at a basic level is very easy in Laravel. We pretty much just have to run one artisan command, but let's make sure we set up our database and stuff. So I'm going to go to phpMyAdmin. Alright, and let's just create a database called Larabiz. And now we'll go over to our application and edit the .env file. Let's change the app name to Larabiz. And then down here, where are we? Database is going to be called Larabiz. And then username will be root, or whatever your database username is, and then the password. Alright, so let's save that. And then let's also add to the provider files so that we don't get that error when we do our migration. So let's go to providers, app service provider, and we want to bring in schema. So for that, we're going to say use illuminate, and it's going to be /support/ facades /schema. Alright, and then once we do that, we want to go down to boot, and we want to say schema, let's say schema default string length, and we're going to set that to 191. Okay, so that should get rid of any errors for our migrations. Now, when we run the migration, it's going to go ahead and create a users table. If we look at it here, so this will run create users table. Now if you want to add extra fields for your users, you could do that here, but we're just going to leave the default of name, email, password, and so on. Alright, so let's run this migration. We want to cd into Larabiz, and from here we're going to say php artisan migrate. Alright, and if we look in phpMyAdmin now, you'll see there's a users table. Okay, now to set up authentication, we can do another command. So let's say php artisan, and then we want to do make:auth. Okay, so let's go ahead and run that. It says application scaffolding generated successfully. So now if we look over in app HTTP in our controllers, you'll see we have this auth folder, and this is where the login controller goes, the register controller, reset password, forgot password. It's all in here. And then it also gave us this home controller, and this is basically the dashboard. This is where you'll get redirected to after you log in. Now, I don't like the word home for this controller. I think it's a little misleading because it's more of a dashboard. You have to be logged in. This is the redirect. So we're going to change everything to dashboard controller. That says home controller. Same thing with the views and stuff. But let's just try this out first. So if we go and reload, now you'll see we have a login and register link up here. If I click login, it takes us to a nice login page that uses Bootstrap. And if we say register, we have a register page. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we can register an account. Email address, so I'm just going to say brad@gmail. It's not a real email address, but that's fine. Alright, so let's create a password and register. And now what it does is it actually registers us and logs us in, and you can see we're at /home. Okay, so over here we can log out if we want. But what I want to do is change this from home to dashboard. I think that makes more sense. So what we'll do is start with the home controller. Let's rename it to dashboard controller, and we'll change it here. Okay, and down here for the index view, we're going to change it to dashboard. Save that, close it up. And let's see, we also want to change the route. So let's go to routes, web.php, and let's say /dashboard is going to go to the dashboard controller index. Okay, and we can take this off. Alright, and we'll save that. Now we have to change a few things in these auth controllers. So if we go to, let's say, login controller, this redirect to, we're going to change that to dashboard. Okay, same thing in the register controller. And in the reset password controller. Alright, so we can close those up. And then we also want to go into the middleware and then redirect if authenticated, and we want that to go to dashboard. Alright, and now for the view files, if we go down to resources and then views, we want to change, what is it, home.blade. We're going to change that to dashboard.blade. Alright, so let's go back over here and reload. Home isn't working. So let's see. Okay, we need to change that as well, but dashboard should now work. Alright. But we do want this link changed as well. Actually, you know what? We're not going to use this page actually, so we can just leave that for now. Doesn't matter. But we should be able to log out. Good. And then when we log back in, we should go to the dashboard. So let's say brad@gmail.com. And there we go. So everything that was home is now dashboard. So we have authentication, very basic authentication. Now in the next video, we're going to start to work with business listings. We want to create a model, a controller, a database table. We also want to add a user ID field in the database so that we can track which users added which businesses. All right, so that's what we'll get into next.